Chapter 12, Tablet of Anzu. Begin all acts and thinking by using Al-Kalindi All. Tablet 1, Tablet of Anzu. 19 times 8 equals 152. Lo, I will sing about the superb son of the ruler of the populated lands, the beloved of Mami, the powerful Allahum Enlil, known as Nanamnar son. I will praise superb Naya Ninurta, beloved of Mami, the son of the powerful Allahum Naya Enlil, Ekka's child, leader of the Anunnaki focus of Ininu, who water cattle pens, irrigated gardens, ponds, lakes and streams, in country and town. Floodwave of battles, he who darkens the sash, warrior. The fiercest Galu demons, though tireless, fear his attack. Listen to the praise of the powerful one's strength, who subdued, who bound the mountain of stones in his fury, who conquered Sorin Anzu, who is Zuen, with his weapons. The powerful one, who is quick to form a battle array. Until now, no dais has been created for the Yagigi. The Yagigi would assemble for their Enlil power. Rivers were formed, the Tigris and Euphrates, but springs were sprouting forth, as if had not yet sent their waters to the land. Seas were dry, clouds were still far away on the horizon before rain. All the Agigi gathered to Enlil their father, warrior of the Anunnaki. They, his sons, brought a report. Pay attention to reliable words. The Hihi, a wooded mountain of leaves, on the lap of the assembly of the Anunnaki gathered. Disagreeable beings of Afsu have given birth to Anzu. His beak is a saw that cuts deep, which 11 coats of mail cannot stop. The mountains of wood all shout and tremble at all the powerful four winds of Maldek. The mass destruction, whirlwinds attack. They met and engaged in battle, the four winds of Maldek. Father of the Allahum, Duranki's Allahum, looked at him, but he kept his thoughts to himself. He studied Anzu closely, and he is evil. He considered with deep thought, who gave birth to Anzu? Why is this happening? Ea answered, his heart was searching. The far-sighted one addressed his words to Enlil. Surely water of the spate begat Anzu, holy water of the demons of Afsu. Broad earth conceived him, and he was born from mountain rocks, a true reptilian. You have looked at Anzu himself, he is evil. Let him serve thou, and never cease. In the hall let him bar the way to the innermost chamber forever. These were the words spoken to him. He, Enlil, took a cult center in hand, and administered the orders of all the Anunnaki. He made an extra degree of fate, and Anzu administered over it. Enlil appointed him to the entrance of the chamber, which he had perfected. He would bathe in holy water in his presence. His eyes would gaze at the trappings of Enlil power, his royal crown, his robe of divinity, the tablets of destiny in his hands. Anzu gazed and gazed at Duranki's Elo, father of the Allahum, and he fixed his purpose to usurp the Enlil power. I shall take over the deities, tablets of destinies for myself, and control the orders for all the Anunnaki, and shall possess the throne, and be master of rights. I shall direct everyone of the Agigi. He plotted opposition in his heart, and at the chamber's entrance from which he often gazed, he waited for the start of day, while Enlil was bathing in the holy water, stripped with his crown laid down on the throne. He gained the tablets of destinies for himself, took away the Enlil power, rights were abandoned. Anzu flew off and went into hiding. Radiance faded from Enlil, silence reigned. Father Enlil, their counselor, was dumbstruck, for he had stripped the chamber of its radiance. The Anunnaki of the land searched high and low for a solution. Anu made his voice heard and spoke. He addressed the Anunnaki, his sons. Whichever Anunnaki slays Anzu will make our name great in all the populated lands. They called the canal controller Anu's son. The decision maker spoke to him. Powerful Balhadad, ferocious Balhadad, your attack cannot be deflected. Strike Anzu with lightning, your weapon. Your name shall be great in the great hall of the Anunnaki's assembly. You shall have no rival amongst the Anunnaki, your brothers. Then surely the shrine shall be created. Establish your cult centers all over the four quarters. Your cult centers shall enter Ekka. Show prowess to the Anunnaki, and your name shall be powerful. Balhadad answered the speech. Enlil addressed his words to Anu, his father. Father, who could rush off to the inaccessible mountain? Which of the Anunnaki, your sons, will be Anzu's conqueror? For he has gained the tablets of destinies for himself. He has taken away the Enlil power. The rights are abandoned. Anzu ran off, and he went into hiding. His utterance has replaced that of the Duranki's Elo. He has only to command, and whoever he curses will turn into clay. At his utterance the Yahwehs tremble. He turned away, saying he would not make the expedition. They called Gera, Ananitu's son. The decision maker spoke to him. Powerful Gera, ferocious Gera, your attack cannot be deflected. Burn the house of Anzu down with the fire of your weapon. Your name shall be great in the great Anunakai's assembly. You shall have no rival amongst the Anunakai, your brothers. Then surely the shrines will be created. You will establish your cult centers all over the four quarters. Your cult center shall enter Eka. Show prowess to the Anunakai, and your name shall be powerful. The Anunakai fell silent and despaired of the advice. The Agigi grew despondent where they sat troubled. The ruler of intelligence, the wise one who dwells in Afsu, forms an idea in the depths of his being. Enki formed intelligence in his heart. He told Anu what he was thinking in his innermost being. He gave the orders and searched amongst the Anunakai and picked from the assembly Anzu's conqueror. I myself shall search amongst the Anunakai and pick from the assembly Anzu's conqueror. The Agigi listened to the speech of his. The Agigi were freed from anxiety and humbled themselves. The far-sighted one made his voice heard and spoke, addressed his words to Anu and Dagon. Have them call for me Belatili, sister of the Anunakai, wise counselor of the Anunakai, her brothers. Have them announce her supremacy in the assembly. Have the Anunakai honor her in their assembly. I shall then tell her the idea which is in my heart. They called Belatili, sister of the Anunakai, to him, wise counselor of the Anunakai, her brothers. They announced her supremacy in the assembly. The Anunakai honored her in their assembly. Then Enki told the idea in the depths of his innermost being. Previously we used to call you Mami, but now we shall call you mistress of all the Anunakai. Offer the powerful one, your superb beloved, broad of chest, who forms the battle array. Then shall his name be ruler in the great Anunakai's assembly. Let him show prowess to the Anunakai, that his name may be powerful. Let his name be made great in the populated lands, his cult center. Ruler Enlil and Mami listened to this speech of his. Enlil and Belatili the Supreme uttered, yes, I agree. The Anunakai of the land of Kodesh were glad at her utterance. The Agigi were freed from anxiety and humbled themselves. She called her son to the Anunakai's assembly and instructed her favourite son, saying to him, in the presence of Anu and Dagon, she announced the course of their rights in the assembly. I gave birth to all the Elohim. I created every single one of the Anunakai. I created the Anunakai's assembly. I, Mamu, assigned rulership of the Enlil power to my brother, designed the rulership of heaven for Anu. Anzu has disrupted the rulership that I designed. He has obtained for himself the tablets of destiny. He has robbed Enlil. He rejected your father, told the rights and turned them into his own use. Make this a path, fix the hour. Tablet 2, Anzu 2, 19 times 5 equals 95. Lo, make a path, fix the hour, let light set out for the Anunakai whom I created. Muster your devastating battle force, make your evil winds flash as they march over him. Capture soaring Anzu, and inundate the earth which I created. Wreck his dwelling, let terror thunder above him, let fear of your battle force shake inside of him. Make the devastating whirlwind rise up against him. Set your arrow in the bow, coat it with poison. Your form must keep changing like a Galu demon. Send out fog so that he cannot recognize your features. May your rays proceed above him. Make a high attacking leap. Give glare more powerful than Shamash generates. May broad daylight turn to darkness for him. Seize him by the throat. Conquer Anzu and let the winds bring its feathers as good news to Eka, your father Enlil's house. Rush and inundate the mountain pastures and slit the throat of the wicked one Anzu. Then shall rulership enter Eka again. Then shall rights return for the father who begot you. Then surely shall shrines be created. Establish your cult centers all over the four quarters. Your cult centers shall enter Eka. Show prowess to the Anunakai, and your name shall be powerful. The warrior listened to his mother's words. He hunched his shoulders in trepidation and went into hiding. The Yahweh marshalled the seven of battle. The warrior marshalled the seven evil winds, who dance in the dust, the seven whirlwinds. He mustered a battle array, made war with a terrifying formation. Even the gales were silent at his side, poised for conflict. On the mountainside, Anzu and Ninurta met. Anzu looked at him and shook with rage at him, bared his teeth like an Umu demon. His mantle of radiance covered the mountain. mountain. He roared like a lion in sudden rage. In utter fury shouted to the warrior, "I have taken away every single right, and I am in charge of all the Anunnakai's orders. Who are you to come and do battle against me? Give your reasons." Insolently his speech rushed out at him. The warrior Ninurta answered Anzu, "I am the avenger of Duranki's Elo, who established Duranki, the temple of the broad earth of Enlil, brother of Enki, ruler of destinies. I come to do battle down against you, to trample on you." Anzu listened to his speech, then hurled out his shout furiously amid the mountains. Darkness fell over the earth. The mountain, their faces were overcast. Shamash, the light of the Anunnakai, was overcast by darkness. Bal-Hadad roared like a lion. His den joined that of Anzu. A clash between battle arrays was imminent. The flood weapon massed together. The armor-plated breast clanged and was bathed in blood. Clouds of death rained down. An arrow flashing lightning whizzed. The battle force roared between them. The powerful superb one, Mami-san, trusted of Anu and Dagon, beloved of the far-sighted one, set the shaft of the bow, drew it taut, aimed the shaft at him from the bow's curve, but it did not go near Anzu. The shaft turned back. Anzu shouted at it, "You, shaft that came, return to your reed thicket. Bow frame, back to your corpse. Bowstring, back to the ram's gut. Feathers, return to the birds." He was holding the Anunnakai's tablet of destinies in his hands, and they influenced each word. The string of the bow, the arrows did not come near his body. Deadly silence came over the battle and conflict ceased. Weapons stopped and did not capture Anzu amid the mountains. He, Ninurta, shouted out and instructed Shara, "Repeat to the far-sighted Enki the actions that you have seen. Repeat to your ruler what I say, and everything I tell you, repeat to him. Don't let the battle slacken. Press home your victory. Tire out so that he sheds his pinions in the clash of tempests. Take a throw stick to follow your arrows and cut off his pinions. Detach both right and left. When he sees his wings and emits his utterance, shout wing to wing. Don't panic. Draw taut from the curve of your bow. Let shafts fly like lightning. Let the wing feathers dance like butterflies. Seize him by the throat. Conquer Anzu, and let the winds bring his feathers as good news to Eka, to your father Enlil's house. Rush and inundate the mountain pastures and slit the throat of wicked Anzu. Then rulership shall enter Eka again. Then right shall return for the father who begot you. Then surely shall shrines be created. Establish your cult centers all over the four quarters. Your cult centers shall enter Eka. Show your prowess to the Anunnakai, and your name shall be powerful." Shara bowed, took the message, carried the battle dispatch to his ruler. Everything he had told him he repeated. Don't let the battle slacken. Press home your victory. Tire him out so that he sheds his pinions in the clash of tempests. Tablet 3. Anzu grows weaker. 19 times 5 equals 95. Lo. Devastation began. A heat wave blazed. Confusion in their midst. A tempest to the four winds. Weapons slew many. The protection of frost saved many. Both were bathed in the sweat of battle. Anzu grew weary, and in the clash of tempest shed his pinions. He, Ninurta, took a throwing stick and caused it to follow his arrows, and cut off his pinions, detached both left and right. He, Anzu, saw his wings and emitted his utterance, but as he shouted, wing to wing, a shaft came up at him. A dart passed through his very heart. He, Ninurta, made an arrow pass through the pinion and wing. A dart passed through his heart and lungs. Ninurta slew the mountains, inundated their proud pastures, inundated the broad earth in his fury, inundated the mist of the mountains, slew wicked Anzu. And warrior Ninurta regained the Anunnakai's tablets of destinies for his own hand. As a sign of his good news, the wind brought Anzu's feathers. Dagon saw the sign and rejoiced, called the Anunnakai, and joyfully he spoke. The strong one has indeed slain wicked Anzu on his mountain, has regained for his own hands the rulership of Anu and Dagon. Come, let him come to us, let him rejoice, play, make merry. Rejoice the Anunnakai his brothers, and hear their secrets, the secrets of the Anunnakai. Let Enlil be heard, the Elo of the Anunnakais his brothers bestow on him the rights. Enlil the Great made his voice heard and spoke, addressed his words to Dagon. Of the water of the earth when he took when he slew the wicked Anzu in the midst of the mountains. Warrior Ninurta regained the Anunnakai's tablets of destinies for his own hands. Send for him, and let him come to you. Let him place the tablets of destinies in your lap. Enlil made his voice heard and spoke, addressed his words to Nusku, son of Raziel, and Zamiel his visor. Nusku, go outside, bring Burdu into my presence. Nusku went outside, brought Burdu into Enlil's presence. Enlil made his voice heard and spoke, addressed his words to Burdu. Burdu, I shall send you, I shall send you. Ninurta made his voice heard and spoke, addressed his words to Burdu. Burdu, why have you come here so aggressively? Burdu made his voice heard and spoke, addressed his words to Ninurta, his ruler. My ruler, Enlil, your father, sent me to you to say, the Anunnaki heard that you have slew wicked Anzu amid the mountains. They rejoice, were glad and joyous. Anu made me come to your presence and bow before you. Go to him, that they may be pleased. Let him, Enlil, in his powerfulness, gaze upon wicked Anzu in Eka. Warrior, in your powerfulness, when you slew the mountain, you captured Anzu in his powerfulness. Because you were so brave and slew the mountain, you made all foes kneel at the feet of Enlil, your father. You have won complete dominion, every single right. Who was ever created like you? The mountain rights are proclaimed, the shrines of the Anunnaki fates granted to you. They call upon Nisaba for your purification ceremony. They call your name in the furrow Ningirsu. They designate for you the entire shepherding of people. Give your great messages Dooku, the cosmic place for rulership. In Elam, they give your name as Harabtil. They speak of you as Shushanak in Susa. Your name is Anu's child. They give as ruler of the secret. Great amongst the Anunnaki, your brothers. Anu, your father, who marches in front. They give your name as Pabilsak in Egulmar, call your name Enlil in and give your name as Ninazu in Ekama. Remember, Dorenki was your birthplace, in the valley of Zababa. There they call your name. Your bravery much greater than all the other Anunnaki. Your divinity is surpassing. Wholehearted I praise you. They give your name in honor as Lugal Banda. In Iigi Kalama, they give your name as Lugal Mada. Your name in Isikul, they give as Warrior Tishpak. They call you ruler of all in Enima Anku. Your name in Kulub, they call warrior of Uruk. And Belatili, your mother, great ruler of the boundary, hour of Penigara. In Ekel, they call your name Papsukul, who marches in front. Ever surpassing are your names among the Anunnaki by far. Even you are foreful, capable, awesome. Your counselor Enki, the far-sighted one, your father Anu. Great in battle and combat, he granted you power, called you ruler of their dominion. This is how it was recorded, and this is how it will be.